And we're back. All right, so this video is going to focus mostly on brushes and painting and a little bit of layer information. There's a lot that goes into the brushes, a lot more than people think at first when they pick them up. Now, there are also a bunch of different brush options. We're going to talk about some of my favorites. So the dirt, the scratches, the artistic brush. We're also going to talk about some of the settings. Mostly we're going to talk about how we can control our color, our height, our roughness and metallic simultaneously. But we're also going to talk about flow, jitter, spacing, and all of that stuff. Then we'll talk a little bit about alignment and what the difference is between tangent and UV. With that said, let's pop back over to Substance and jump right in. Now, I know we put our base layer in, and this is going to be our base. Don't forget to name your layers. But I want to kind of show you guys a little bit more about how this sort of PBR workflow actually works. And it's a bit of a head crunch to get around. But once you adapt to it, you'll just endlessly love it because all texturing works on this sort of PBR workflow. So we're going to make a new layer. And we're going to take that fill layer, and we're just going to make the base color something simple. I like blue. So it's blue. It's really blue. But now we're going to look at what roughness and metallic do. So I'm going to increase the metallic, and I'm going to lower the roughness. And what this means is it starts to become very mirror-like. So kind of like blue car paint, I guess. And then I'm going to take another layer, but this time I'm not going to use a fill layer. I'm going to use your basic layer. And I'm going to put another color on this. So we're going to make it red, kind of the opposite of blue. But we're going to keep the metallic high, but we're going to give it a high roughness, just so we can see what roughness does. But I'm also going to put a little bit of height in here, just so we can see what that does. And then go over here to our brushes options. And we're going to pick one of my favorite brushes, the dirt brush. And so that has a bunch of default settings in here that control size, flow, and all of this. And we'll get into what all these do a little bit later. And so as we paint, actually, let's increase the size and decrease the flow. Better. So as we paint, we can see, notice it's reacting to the reflectivity different. That's because we told it, hey, different. So it has a different level of roughness. It also has a different height because we put more height in there. So we can actually use the C key, C for channels, to check out the different channels. This is what's going on in color. Pretty much blue and red, right? This is what's going on in our height. We can see that black is neutral and white is a little bit higher than black. Or, well, it's not white, the gray. And here we can see our roughness. This means that the light is getting diffused a lot here. The light rays are scattering. But over here, they're remaining pretty neutral. And then metallic, we didn't really change the metallic very much. We're going to change the metallic a lot more on the next layer. And then press, actually, hang on. And then in C, we can see our normal. And you're probably going, what? But we don't even have a normal channel. Well, height always equals normal in Substance. And then M goes back to our material loadout. So let's do another layer. And we're going to grab another empty layer. Put it up here. And this time, I'm going to use green. And we're going to go negative. But this time, I'm going to keep the roughness about here. But we're going to lower the metallic. Actually, let's lower the roughness too. We're going to put the roughness about where the blue is. And for funsies, let's change our brush. Let's go with mold. That'll be fun. Green mold. And so, as we paint, why is it not green? It should be green. Oh, that would be why. It's underneath. And we did lower the metallic, right? Yeah, it should be not very metallic. Oh wait, is this not on top? It should be on top. And so here, we can see we're still getting light, even though it's pretty low metallic. We're getting some reflectivity. So you can see that we're still getting some shine here, but we're not getting very clear reflections like we are over here. That's the difference between roughness and metallic. Metallic will kind of suck the power out of your reflections, but roughness kind of blurs them. So with low roughness, what we are getting reflected is very pure, but we're not getting a lot of it. So we can see as we go through our channels, we can kind of see what's going on here. And that's how basic PBR works. Now, let's delete all these layers that we made for fun and actually try to accomplish something. What we're going to do is we're going to sort of create some detail on this cutting board, some age, something that makes it look like it's been used for a while. And this is what you're going to do when you're in Substance. You're going to sort of sell this story.